greeting once again, your boy Ambassador again doing his thing. As usual, as I said, we'll have this speedy chit chat, just my opinions. I stumbled on this video. Wodemaya, the Ghanaian guy who has the biggest YouTube channel, shout out to Wodemaya. He met with Bishop Maponga. So I like some of these thought-provoking / thought leaders of Africa. He actually has something as put out, he calls it farmer of thought. I think that's what he calls his whole doctrine, farmers of thought. So we are planting thoughts for it to grow and then become brilliant ideas. So Maponga was on Wodemaya's channel and was talking about the racism he faced, which you guys have seen on the video. And I was thinking to myself, if Bishop Maponga is facing this racism, what happens to the ordinary African? And then I recall, like, it's not that far-fetched. I was in Europe for like 5 years, not so long ago, and it was hectic. And I got it way better. I don't want to go into the details, but when I saw that, and he was really, you could see that he was trying to be politically correct, but he was really bitter about his experience of being locked up. I don't want to call the country, but when you watch the video, you will see he was being locked up, refused access to calls. When embassies were calling, it was like just to punish him, to prove a point, like, no man, you are black, this is what you are, we can make you suffer.
Africans belong to Africa. I lived in Europe for some years. I never became a European. How does a European come to Africa and become an African? Put it on record. You can spend 20, 30 years in Europe. You will never be a European, young lady. You remain an African. Few burros will walk out. Few people from Netherlands would come to Africa and then say, we are Africans. Wow. And Africans, being religious, we easily forgive and accept them as ours. May God bless you. And then others will say, Maponga Ji, you're speaking so much anger about money. So you want lots of money, huh? You're preaching the prosperity gospel. Hey, I don't have a problem. Me, I want money and lots of it. If you don't like it, may the Lord grant you also the desires of your heart. And if poverty is your portion, please may you have it in double portion.
So I was like, okay, this is Maponga who is fighting for Africa. Look at what he's going through. Wodemaya, another African champion, was sharing the story. What came to my mind was, Africa will know no peace till Africa knows peace. Africans will know no peace till Africa knows peace. So Africans are all over the world. You guys will see my should I call it, my ideas when it comes to traveling abroad and the rest. But they should always have it at the back of their minds. They will know no peace wherever they are. Even black Americans, even British Americans. By no peace, I don't mean that your life will not progress. But there's a certain groundedness which we as Africans will never have if Africa does not know peace. There is a certain way which the world will not play with the Chinese man because they know the wrath of the Chinese government when it comes down. There's no African government that can stand up for any African because Africa is not really standing like that. So if we as Africans don't build Africa, things like this will happen. And when I say it's happening to Bishop Maponga, imagine the ordinary African. We go through worse every day. We don't even have platforms to share these issues. So when I looked at it, that's what first came to my mind, was like, all of these people who are leaving Africa or traveling around, we should be expecting that we'll be getting these things here and there. Until we try to fix Africa, the ghost of Africa or the crying children from part of Africa will always haunt us through these kind of things or systems that will break us down wherever we try to go. The next thing that popped up was, it's a very controversial thing, but I want to say that I understand with the racist. I know some people insult me before I try to explain what I'm saying, but that's just a thought-provoking intro I'm giving when I say I understand with the racist. Is because when I was in Cyprus, there was a feeling which I got, and then one white guy explained to me, was saying like, imagine, just put yourself out of the context of African and European. Imagine that you have built your house, put your nice beds on it. While you were building your house, either your neighbor left his door open and different people were picking up things from his house. You cannot really say that you are the one who picked up the things from his house. Or even the people who have picked up things from his house have closed their own door. You now, who has built your house and put nice chairs, while that your neighbor was, one, left his door open, people were picking up things from his house, two, was drinking maybe alcohol and playing draft. That's just an analogy I'm giving you guys. Don't take it word verbatim. Then I did not agree with him, but when I thought about it, there was some aspect of it made sense. So I did not agree with him. But he said, when you have now fixed your house and you want to start enjoying your nice chair and watching your TV, that your neighbor who was playing drag or left his door open and people stole from it comes to your house now and says that based on his human right, he has a right to watch your TV like you, sleep on your chair like you. How are you going to feel and how are you going to treat that neighbor? He said that's how some Europeans feel. Then I started thinking about it and I was like, now I might understand some of these racists. I don't agree with them, but I understand where they come from. It's the aspect like maybe we did not build our own things, maybe we're careless with our own things, maybe we're too generous and we did not keep our own things in Africa. They have built their own system over the years. We want to just come and enjoy it. At times, even enjoy it at the detriment of their own comfort. Because at times resources are limited. So once the spread out thing is not enough for them, at times we come and then, I saw it at times even in Europe too, where we come and we are making the loudest noise, we are drinking, we come with some other things which are not that welcoming to the society. So all of these things which, when I say I understand the racist, understand what I'm saying, not that I agree with the racist, but I understand where they are coming from. If we don't value ourselves, nobody will. I always told people, like, when I see what people do with tribalism, but they try to make normalize tribalism but demonize racism, I don't agree. If we as Africans don't value ourselves by the way we manifest through things like tribalism, civil wars, and the way we treat ourselves, and we claim that we're being manipulated to kill our own brothers, no other race or no other people is going to value us. So for me, tribalism is even more demonic than racism, because I can understand that somebody who does not know me treats me badly, but you, my own brother, treating me badly, it's borderline madness slash witchcraft. So if we as Africans don't value ourselves, nobody will. The next thing that popped up in mind was we have to move from the me thinking to the we thinking. So even this whole aspect of falling bush, japa, whatever I want to call it, is the me thinking. How can, and I don't blame you for doing it, but I'm just saying, think about it very critically. Don't, as I said, people insult me. Even after insulting me, please think about what I'm saying. The me thinking is, how can I save myself and my family? How can I better my life? The we thinking is, in the long run, what does all of these things represent for all of us, even while we are here and after we have gone? What does it represent for us as a people? That's the we thinking. So when I'm saying leave the me thinking to the we thinking, there's so many decisions. I just use the example of traveling. I will tell somebody, I remember somebody will say Cameroon is a bad country, it's a dirty country. That same person will just eat their corn or their groundnuts or their whatever and throw it through the window. And I said, you know, you have just seen, you feel like Cameroon is dirty, but it's everybody who was throwing that stick or that plastic bag saying Cameroon was dirty. None of that was one after the other. They threw the plastic bags, so we have a heap of refuge on the street. But nobody associates themselves to creating that heap of refuge because they all only threw one stick or one plastic bag. That's just an analogy to say that we all messed up the system, but we blame the invisible, the government, the colonial masters, the invisible things, we blame it, but we don't see the roles we all play there. So if we don't move from the me thinking to the we thinking, we are going nowhere. All of these things I've evoked adjust my opinions as regards to why I think Africa is not moving out. It does not mean I'm correct, but please just think about it and also give your opinion. I will be out here reading the comments because I like to learn, I like to get people's opinions, and that's how I think I better myself, and that's the purpose of life, for us to ever progress, ever learn, and become better people. So for me, that's just it. As usual, Ambassador, I'm out.